The Subaru Forester has always been known for its comfort and practicality, but it was never the kind of car to promise a thrilling driving experience until the 2025 model. The Forester Hybrid arrived quietly, but the changes it brings are anything but silent. This car doesn't just go further on fuel, it reshapes the way you think about driving. 194 horsepower may not look impressive on paper, but anyone behind the wheel knows that these numbers are just the beginning. The real change is in how it feels. Previously achieving 28 to 29 miles per gallon, the Forester now reaches up to 35 miles per gallon. This isn't just savings, it's years of daily driving with less cost. With a new Atkinson cycle engine and a 118 horsepower electric motor, this Forester shows its difference the moment you pull away from a stop. What's more interesting is how quietly and smoothly the system operates. It feels like two worlds combined, one of power, the other of peace. So what exactly sets this hybrid system apart from other SUVs? The answer is simpler and smarter than you might think. And that answer is waiting in part 2. At the heart of the 2025 Forester Hybrid lies something truly different. It starts with a 2.5-liter boxer engine, just like the regular Forester. But here it runs on the Atkinson cycle, optimized for efficiency. This engine alone produces 162 horsepower and 154 pound-feet of torque. But that's just part of the story. Add in a 118 horsepower electric motor hidden inside the transmission, and you get a smooth surge of power. This motor doesn't just assist, it defines how the Forester moves from a stop. Unlike older CVTs, this one uses a planetary gear set, not pulleys and belts. That means it feels less elastic, more natural, and far smoother. Another electric motor inside the transmission manages everything. Starts the engine, recharges the battery, and regulates both power sources. It's the silent brain behind the drive. All of this makes the hybrid system feel more like a single, intelligent engine. Always ready, always in sync. So how does all this technology feel on the road? It's not about going faster, it's about feeling smarter. From a stop, the Forester Hybrid feels quicker than its specs suggest. That's the electric motor doing its job, delivering instant torque. Acceleration from 0 to 60 might not break records, but it feels more alive. And that matters more in everyday driving. Even passing at 30 to 50 miles per hour feels confident. And what really impresses, everything stays quiet. Thanks to extra sound insulation, even when the engine kicks in, the noise is barely there. You'll notice EV mode activates downhill or even during cruising. It blends engine and motor transitions so seamlessly, you might not notice the shift. It's quiet, it's clean, and it just works. You start to realize the real difference of the Forester Hybrid not when you floor the pedal, but when you don't need to. In daily driving, that effortless glide from stoplights, the subtle hum of the electric motor, these are the moments where it shines. And then there's the all-wheel drive system, Subaru's specialty. Unlike other hybrids like the RAV4, where the rear wheels are powered by a separate electric motor, the Forester Hybrid sends power to all four wheels through a unified drivetrain. That means better control, better communication between front and rear. Whether it's rain, gravel, or snow, the connection is mechanical, not digital. It gives you the confidence that what you feel under your hands is real, predictable, and immediate. Sure, Subaru pays a slight price in fuel economy. It gets 35 miles per gallon while the RAV4 Hybrid gets 39. But that's a trade-off many drivers would gladly accept for true full-time all-wheel drive. And besides, the way this system delivers power, balanced, refined, uninterrupted, makes it feel premium. The hybrid battery doesn't interfere. It supports. It's there when you need it and invisible when you don't. This is not about numbers. It's about feeling in control, feeling safe, and knowing your car won't hesitate when you don't have the time to. It's the kind of car that lets you forget it's working, because it's working so well. Sit behind the wheel of the Forester Hybrid for just a few minutes, and you'll start to notice something that's hard to describe, but easy to feel. It's the way the car moves, breathes, and reacts. Not just like a machine, but like a companion. There's a softness to the suspension, a sense of stability that never feels disconnected. That's thanks to a reworked suspension tuned specifically for the hybrid's extra 300 pounds of weight. On winding roads above Woodside, California, the Forester hybrid stays planted, composed. It doesn't roll excessively, doesn't struggle to grip, it just flows. The steering might be a little lighter than enthusiasts prefer, but it never leads you wrong. It always points exactly where you need to go, and that builds trust. Fast. The cabin itself is a sanctuary. Subaru added even more sound insulation for the hybrid, and it shows. Whether the engine is on or off, the background noise barely changes. You glide over bumps without hearing the usual thump. There's a calm here, a refined quiet, that makes long trips feel like short ones. It's the kind of quiet you don't notice right away, until you drive something else and wonder where it went. Comfort in a car isn't just about soft seats or smooth suspension. It's about how everything works together to keep you relaxed, aware, and safe. In the Forester hybrid, even the climate control system was rethought. It now uses an electric compressor mounted off-belt, which means you get consistent cooling even when the engine is off. So when you're gliding in EV mode, nothing breaks the calm, not even the air conditioning. Then there's the braking system, often overlooked, but absolutely essential. Because the Forester hybrid regenerates energy during braking, it had to be tuned for balance, and Subaru nailed it. The transition between regenerative and mechanical braking is seamless. The brake pedal always feels stable, confident, and reassuring. Only small gripe? A bit too sensitive at low speeds, but that's a detail you quickly adjust to. Then there's eyesight, the quiet guardian watching the road with you. Unlike some overactive systems, this one knows when to help and when to stay silent. It doesn't panic when you gently cross a line. It waits, it watches, and only reacts when needed. You stay in control, but now with a co-pilot that doesn't talk too much. It's one more layer of peace of mind in a car already built around calm. There's a reason people keep choosing the Forester, even before it went hybrid. It's about visibility, balance, and trust behind the wheel. And now the hybrid makes that formula even better. The upright windows and thin pillars let you see everything. There are no blind spots here. This matters when you're navigating tight parking lots or twisting mountain roads. And speaking of mountains, Subaru's DNA has always lived outdoors. The Forester hybrid is no different. With 8.7 inches of ground clearance and full-time AWD, this isn't a soft crossover pretending to be adventurous. It's built to go where roads end and trails begin. But what sets it apart is how civilized it feels while doing that. You can be out in the wild but feel like you're in a premium lounge. It's quiet, it's predictable, and it's ready for whatever direction you choose. That's the real difference. Not just what it can do, but how it makes you feel while doing it. When people hear hybrid, they often think one thing: expensive. But with the 2025 Subaru Forester hybrid, the math is a little different. Yes, on paper, the hybrid starts about $5,000 more than the base Forester. But that comparison misses something important. Trims. The hybrid starts at the premium trim, which already includes extra features the base model doesn't. When you compare equivalent trims, the real difference is only about $1,400 to $1,485. And when you factor in 35 miles per gallon combined efficiency, the numbers start to work in your favor. Most drivers can recoup that price difference in under 5 years. And that's without even counting the added comfort, smoothness, and EV-like driving. You're not just buying fuel savings, you're buying daily peace. And with Subaru's proven resale value, you'll get more back when it's time to move on. So yes, it costs more, but not nearly as much as you'd expect. And over time, it may be the smarter buy of them all. So, after all this, what do you think? Is the Subaru Forester hybrid just an efficiency upgrade? Or is it a glimpse into what future SUVs should feel like? Would you trade a bit of MPG to gain real AWD and a cabin that feels this good? Is silence, smoothness, and intelligent power worth a few dollars more? We'd love to hear what you think. Have you driven a Forester before? Would you consider the hybrid next? Your opinion might help someone make the right choice. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the Forester hybrid, Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. Because up next, we're diving into something even more surprising. And trust us, you don't want to miss it.